Social interactions are at the foundation of what makes us human. We know, especially in the context we're at the moment, with the COVID-19 pandemic and the US elections, that communication is extremely important. In the last few years, even decades, movements have been created, such as the Me Too movement, in order to reduce social inequalities and discrimination. Even though there has been improvements, certain problems still persist. We have seen in the last few years women fighting to obtain higher placed jobs and more power in the political sphere. There is one issue that makes it hard for them, being toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is the way certain men act in specific ways that deteriorate healthy social relations. There are many aspects of toxic masculinity, one of which being competition. So, competition, especially in the workplace, where men will do everything to crush the others, taking huge and unnecessary risks in order to distinguish themselves from others, making it hard for women and other men who are not ready to go to the same extent, which prevents them from reaching higher placed jobs. Men are also told to man up. Men are also told to man up, making it hard for them with mental health problems to go get the help they need, as they are taught that getting help shows weakness. The impact of manning up can be seen with the number of suicides being higher among men. There is also the problem of violence, as men are taught that it is the solutions to resolve their problems. They are expected to be the main provider for their family, as well as to dominate in sports, sexual life, and professional life. Demonstrating their strength to others is one way to prove their masculinity. Ironically, under certain conditions, the overwhelming societal pressures surrounding young men and their masculinity, which encourage them to act and to respect conformity with male social norms and archetypes in preparation for the upcoming competitive and fierce adult life in which they are expected to dominate and excel, can become a root of verbal and psychological, sexual, and physical violence towards others known as toxic masculinity, and thus undermine healthy society relations. Toxic masculinity is an extremely relevant subject in our society today. It is a deterrent factor in our social relations. Men who follow these archetypal constructions of manhood, dictating men to be dominant and strong, risk their mental health, and has a negative impact on the lives of other people living among them. Not only that, but it also makes it hard for other men who do not want to behave in these ways to be accepted and not bullied. And of course, women who are victims of harassment and suffer from our patriarchal society. Toxic masculinity has a huge impact in our society as we try to reduce social inequalities but do not use the proper techniques and approaches to do so. I believe that addressing this issue and finding ways to reduce toxic masculinity will be a key factor towards equality and equity of genders in the upcoming years.